Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video like up. Genoa City has seen its fair share of villains, vixens, and vengeance, but this week, the stakes rise higher than ever as a new threat emerges from the shadows. Just when fans thought the dust had settled, Carter's erratic behavior spirals out of control, unleashing a storm that could end in another deadly tragedy. Secrets boil, alliances crumble, and a deadly confrontation is brewing in the heart of the city. One thing is clear, someone will not make it out alive. Welcome to a week of the young and the restless, where fear grips the powerful, and danger walks in broad daylight. Let's dive into a detailed, dramatic, and suspense-filled preview of the explosive week ahead. For weeks, Carter has been an enigma, brooding, erratic, and disturbingly silent. His sudden arrival in Genoa City sent ripples through the community, but now his true intentions are rising to the surface. No longer content to lurk in the shadows, Carter has begun to act with increasing recklessness. This week begins with a scene that shocks even the most hardened residents. Carter shows up at Crimson Lights in the middle of the day, disheveled and rambling about justice and betrayal. His eyes are bloodshot, his hands trembling, and when Sharon tries to calm him down, he smashes a coffee mug on the floor and storms out, leaving behind a terrified room full of onlookers. But this is just the beginning. Victor Newman receives a cryptic letter, typed, unsigned, and chilling in its message. You thought you buried the truth. But blood has memory. And it remembers. Victor, no stranger to enemies, takes it seriously. He summons Michael Baldwin, who insists they find out exactly what Carter is after before he strikes again. Carter's vendetta appears to center around the Newmans. But why? Victoria begins digging into Carter's background and uncovers fragments of a past laced with trauma, abandonment, betrayal, and the mysterious death of Carter's sister, a death linked to Newman Enterprises' covert dealings nearly 20 years ago. When she confronts Victor, he's tight-lipped. But Nikki knows something. She tries to persuade Victor to come clean, fearing that the ghosts of the past may have returned with a vengeance. Victor, however, refuses to let the family appear weak. If Carter wants a war, we give him one, he says. Meanwhile, Nick starts noticing signs that Carter is surveilling the ranch. A drone, a broken fence, and even footprints near the stables send a chilling message. Carter is watching and waiting. The Newmans call in private security, but Carter is always one step ahead. He manages to leave a red-stained feather on Nikki's windshield, a message that leaves her visibly shaken. It's a symbol from Carter's sister's diary, a warning that death is coming. Sharon, always drawn to the broken and the lost, feels a strange connection to Carter. Despite the danger, she attempts to reach him through compassion. She finds him at the lake house, ranting to himself, surrounded by newspaper clippings, photographs, and a bloodied knife. Carter breaks down, telling her about his sister, Leila, who once worked for Newman and whose death was ruled accidental, though he believes otherwise. But Carter isn't just grieving, he's planning. Sharon tries to get through to him, but his descent into madness is too far gone. He warns her to stay out of it. You're kind. I don't want to hurt you. But if you protect them, I can't promise what comes next. Meanwhile, Adam Newman begins piecing together old corporate cover-ups. He uncovers a file buried deep in the Newman archives, a payout to Leila's family, signed under duress by a now-deceased board member. The pieces fall into place. Leila had threatened to expose embezzlement and unsafe working conditions, and someone silenced her. Adam realizes Carter isn't just dangerous, he's justified in his rage. Carter sets a trap for the Newmans. He anonymously invites them to a reconciliation dinner at the Old Lake Lodge. Against better judgment, and suspecting it might be a setup, Victor, Nikki, Victoria, and Adam decide to attend, hoping to end this once and for all, but they walk into a nightmare. The lodge is wired with surveillance cameras, and a chilling recording begins playing. Carter's sister, pleading for her life in an audio message recorded the night she died. The family listens in stunned silence as Carter appears, holding a detonator. I gave you a chance to admit what you did. But you chose silence. Now, you'll feel what I felt: loss. He activates the timer and locks them in. Elsewhere, Sharon and Nick discover Carter's hideout has been burned down. Among the ashes, they find a hand-drawn map of the Lake Lodge with the word, "Justice," scrawled across it. Panic sets in, they race to the lodge, contacting Chance Chancellor on the way. A full SWAT team is dispatched. Inside the lodge, tensions run high. Nikki starts panicking. Adam tries to defuse the explosive. Victor, ever the stoic patriarch, keeps his family calm. Meanwhile, Carter watches from a nearby hill, tears streaming down his face. He whispers, "Leila, I did it for you." As the timer ticks down, Chance and Nick crash through a back window and tackle the device. With seconds to spare, they disable the bomb and apprehend Carter, who doesn't fight back. He simply weeps. Carter is taken into custody. Sharon visits him at the GCPD holding cell, heartbroken. She sees a man consumed by grief, but also guilt. "You didn't have to become the monster," she tells him. He whispers, "I didn't plan to." But no one listened. And now, it's too late. But the nightmare isn't over. Later that night, as the Newmans try to recover, another tragedy strikes. Jordan, Leila's former boyfriend and a former Newman intern, who had been secretly helping Carter from the inside, sneaks into Memorial Hospital disguised as a nurse. He targets Adam, blaming him for digging up the evidence that ultimately exposed their mission. In a chilling twist, Jordan injects Adam with a sedative, but Sharon enters the room just in time to scream. The hospital goes into lockdown, and in the chaos, Jordan flees, but not before a scuffle ends with one fatal gunshot. The screen fades to black as Chance announces, "We have one casualty." But whose life ended? The final moments of the week are nothing short of haunting. We see paramedics racing down the hospital corridor, wheeling a covered body. The camera cuts to Sharon, who collapses in tears. Victor looks away, fists clenched. Nikki whispers, "No, not again." But the identity of the victim is held until next week. Fans are left guessing. Was it Jordan? Did Adam survive the attack? Or did someone else fall in the crossfire?